On the one hand, Ukraine is achieving diplomatic successes while resisting the Russian invasion. Russian President Vladimir Putin, who has faced the whole world by invading Ukraine, may have made an invasion decision that he regrets, according to experts. Putin, who has not been able to talk about victory like at the beginning of the invasion due to the military losses he has suffered so far and the loss of military equipment, is now being defeated at the diplomacy table. Russian President Vladimir Putin had planned to take Kiev, the capital of Ukraine, by having his army invade Ukraine in a matter of days. The predictions of Russian experts, who predicted that the president of Ukraine Volodymyr Zelensky would also flee the country, came to naught. The armed forces of Ukraine put up considerable resistance to the Russians, although they were lacking early in the invasion. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky also remained at the head of his country and led the resistance launched against the invasion himself. Western countries, seeing Ukraine's resolute attitude, supported a change in the direction of the war by increasing arms aid to Ukraine. Russia is inflicting significant losses on the territory of Ukraine, which it plans to take with the shock attack, and begins to form new plans with panic. Another one was added to the diplomatic achievements of Ukraine on the field, and the grain crisis, which the whole world was eagerly waiting for, was solved. The officials of Ukraine, Russia, Turkey, and the United Nations, who have been meeting in Istanbul for weeks to resolve the issue, have reached an agreement. Grain waiting in ports on the Black Sea coast of Ukraine will be safely transferred to the international market. Thus, according to experts, one of the crises caused by Russia was solved with the decisive attitude of Ukraine. An agreement was reached between Ukraine, Russia, Turkey, and the United Nations at a meeting in Istanbul, where the world is eagerly awaiting food. Under the auspices of the President of the Republic of Turkey Recep Tayyip Erdogan, the document on the initiative for the safe decommissioning of grain and foodstuffs from Ukrainian ports was signed between Turkey, Russia, Ukraine, and the United Nations and put into effect. According to the agreement, grain waiting off the Black Sea coast of Ukraine will be transferred to the international market. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan made important statements on the issue of grain, saying, "With the text agreed today, we will all contribute to preventing the danger of hunger that awaits billions of people all over the world, from Africa to the Middle East, from America to Asia, together." Ensuring the security of world supply of agricultural and food products is important in many respects. With this step, additional price increases that are likely to be caused by yield loss caused by the heat wave and drought will be prevented. We are also helping to control food inflation, which has again become a global problem. Of course, we didn't come to this point at once. We have conducted an intensive and difficult process with the Ukrainian and Russian authorities and United Nations officials for the export of grain waiting in Ukrainian warehouses over the Black Sea. He used the expression. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan and Russian President Vladimir Putin, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky in the process by thanking the one with the attitude, from the Black Sea in the coming days to begin shipping a new windpipe with many countries of the world we will be open. All processes were agreed upon from the departure of the ships to their safe return and arrival at the port of arrival. The execution and supervision of this extremely important plan will be carried out by the Joint Coordination Center to be established in Istanbul. The support of the international community is undoubtedly of great importance in the successful implementation of the plan. The ceremony held at the Dolmabahce office of the Turkish presidency was attended by National Defense Minister Hulusi Akar on behalf of Turkey, Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu on behalf of Russia, Infrastructure Minister Alexander Kubrakov on behalf of Ukraine, and Secretary General Antonio Guterres on behalf of the United Nations. Antonio Guterres, the Secretary General of the United Nations, said, "This agreement was not achieved easily. I emphasize that since the war began, there has been no solution to the global food crisis without providing Ukraine with full global access to food products and Russian food and fertilizers. Today we have taken important steps to achieve this goal. But it was a long way. After being accepted by President Erdogan in April, I met with Russian President Putin and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to propose a solution plan. We have been working every day since then. The light of hope on the Black Sea shines today thanks to the joint efforts of many people. In these difficult and turbulent times for the region and the whole world, let this beacon light guide you to ease people's suffering and restore peace, he said. The foreign minister about the crisis of the United States grain while blind Antony in a written statement, the United Nations, the Republic of Turkey, Ukraine and Russia, Ukraine and the Black Sea via Ukraine grain exports millions of tons of sustain those in need all over the world has made a commitment to a plan to deliver. The United States welcomes this agreement and appreciates the United Nations Secretary-General Guterres and the Turkish President Erdogan for their decisive diplomatic efforts to mediate these negotiations, said Ukrainian Foreign Minister Dmitry Kuleba, on the other hand, in a share on his social media account Twitter, announced that he was pleased with the agreement reached in Istanbul and that Ukraine would win because the grain in his country would be exported. This is a critical step forward in efforts to overcome global food insecurity caused by Russia's aggression against Ukraine, said Josep Borrell, High Representative of the European Union for Foreign Relations and Security Policy, in his office on the grain corridor agreed in Istanbul. The success of the agreement will depend on its prompt and good faith implementation. The explanation has been given. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, on the other hand, continues his diplomatic and military negotiations to save his country from the Russian invasion. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky thanked United States President Joe Biden for the new defense assistance package, his social media account said on Twitter. Zelensky, in his statement, said, "It is very important, powerful weapons will save the lives of our soldiers, accelerate the liberation of our land from Russian aggression. I appreciate the strategic friendship between our nations, to victory together," he said decisively. President of the Russian Federation Vladimir Putin is trying to strengthen his army, which has failed to make any significant progress in the invasion attempt and has suffered thousands of casualties. While the Russian army is having difficulty finding soldiers, criminals staying in prisons in Russia are being offered amnesty and cash prizes on the condition that they join the Russian army. It seems that the arms aid provided to Ukraine has greatly upset Russian President Vladimir Putin and Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, in his latest statement, made threats to the West to provide weapons to Ukraine by the West, stating that for this reason they will carry out an invasion on more fronts in Ukraine. According to military experts, even using military equipment left over from the Soviet Union, Russia is calculating how to lead Ukraine with minimal losses. The military and economic assistance of the United States to Ukraine continues. Ukrainian Foreign Minister Dmitry Kuleba announced on his Twitter account that he had met with United States Secretary of State Antony Blinken. The good news is that more military assistance is coming to Ukraine from the United States and its partners, Ukrainian Foreign Minister Dmitry Kuleba said of the meeting. We have also focused on the necessary budget assistance to support the Ukrainian economy, the statement said. The Russian army, which has suffered significant losses so far, has been calculating not to leave the war with victory, but with defeat. Putin, who is looking for an alternative due to the losses, provides 5 days of training for inexperienced citizens to be sent to the front in order to meet the need for troops. Military reports say that inexperienced soldiers do not even know how to use a machine gun, but Putin also ignores his own rules for achieving success in Ukraine, and on the website of the Ministry of Defense of Russia, it is noted that every citizen who signs a contract with the Russian army must first undergo 4 weeks of combined arms training. Inexperienced soldiers, who told the press on the condition that their names were not disclosed, announced that they had been sent to the front without learning anything. According to Russian law, soldiers will receive at least 4 months of training and be sent to the front, while for now this law has also been shelved. According to media reports, soldiers who do not want to fight in the Russian army are blocked by their commanders and threatened to return to the battlefield. Soldiers who want to leave the Russian army are sent to specially prepared detention centers. The head of the British intelligence agency MI6, Richard Moore, issued a statement saying that Russia had failed in Ukraine. Speaking at the Aspen Security Forum in the U.S. state of Colorado, Moore said that Russian forces had made progress in recent weeks, but that this was limited. Moore said, "Therefore, I think that Russia has almost exhausted zero in the Ukrainian war.